fourth, fifth grade, and third grade. We are about to embark on a unit involving some perspective, some shifting in perspectives. Okay, and that's going to involve some optical illusions and drawing 1-point perspective. So we're going to kind of do a few exercises, drawing exercises to get us there. Okay. Today we're going to start with something called a starburst. I want to also start introducing to you art style. Okay. Because a lot of you are asking, teach us how to draw anime or teach us this. That's a style. Okay. So like Ms. Dow's artwork has a certain style to it. Like mine tends to be realistic combined with impressionism. So if you were to search in Google art styles, you would come up with a whole big long list, and styles that are set in certain time periods in history or today, and some that kind of withstand the test of time. So for example, you might find impressionism, you'll find realism, you'll find optical, opt art, which we're going to be introduced to today. You'll find anime, you'll find modern art, you'll find surrealism. There's so many, I could just go on and on, okay? There's all different kinds of styles. But no matter what style of art that you enjoy the most or what style of art you feel your art falls into, everybody starts learning the principles of design and the elements of art first. And those are the core of art education, because no matter what style of art that you like, they all use those rules, so to speak. They're kind of like rules, okay? Or guidelines. So I'm telling you this because, you know, each one requires some different thinking. So we start with kind of this realistic look, because as kids and as people, we tend to want things to look realistic. But then as we learn that and we become comfortable with it, we want to experiment and explore and do other things. Okay. So let's start there, but let's start exploring. Okay. All of them require you to use your thinking, your critical thinking. It's just that we're going to try to use them in different ways. Okay. So this might be a changing in perspective, might be easy for some of you. It might be a challenge for some of you. Okay. And so if it's a challenge, no worries. Okay. It's meant to do that. So we are going to use our lines and colors to alter our perspective in this drawing. Okay, so we're going to create a shape or a letter. All right, you can see I've already drawn a shape. I'm going to make a double layer for 4th and 5th grade. 3rd graders, you only need to do the one shape. I'm going to add the second one. That is going to be a challenge for those of you that in 3rd grade that would like a challenge. Okay, it's optional for you. All right, so we're going to create the starburst. After you have your shape, all right, and then I will add the second shape. And what I mean by that is a double shape. I'm going to create almost like a block letter. So 4th and 5th graders, you're going to create letters or a shape, okay, to create a double layer. And this is what I mean by that. So I'm going to take that heart and I'm going to double it. Okay, I'm going to just come around here and I'm literally just copying my lines. I'm going to have to turn. So sometimes it's easier. I am right-handed. So sometimes if you try to draw things from the same angle with your hand, it gets frustrating because your hand doesn't move that way. So you have to kind of turn your paper. I often have to draw upside down when I'm drawing on the left-hand side of my paper. I'm focusing on matching my line to make it the same. And then I'll bring them down there. All right, so now I have my double shape, okay? So now I'm gonna add the starburst. The starburst is simply, it's kind of like what it sounds. I'm gonna choose a point, okay? One converging point where a bunch of lines are gonna converge. When we get to the end, the final project, you're gonna see the connection between what we're doing here and the 1 point perspective, okay? So I'm gonna say, let's say, I'm gonna put my dot, well, no, I'm gonna keep it in the middle. You can put it anywhere you want to. You can put anywhere you want, over here, at the bottom, anywhere you want, all right? Now, you're gonna need a ruler or a straight edge, a hard edge. You're not having to measure unless you want to. So you just need something with a hard edge. So before some of you try to tell me you need a ruler or you don't have a ruler, go find something you can use in your house. You can use the edge of a cereal box. I love cereal boxes, y'all. They are so flexible, multi-purpose oriented. You can just take it and use one of the edges, the long edges, and fold it on the crease that's already there and use that as a hard edge. You can use the edge of another notebook. You can use the edge of a book. Just make sure it's a book that it's okay if you get a little bit of pencil or mark on it a little bit as you're, I don't like to mark on my books unless it's writing and taking notes inside. So please take care of your books and ask if it's okay before, just in case you do get a mark on it. All right, so once you have your ruler, you have your dot, you have your shape or your letter, you've doubled it if you're in 4th or 5th grade, you're ready for Starburst. All right, so I'm gonna keep my pencil on that dot and I'm going to create lines all the way out. This is very simple. I'm gonna go from my dot all the way to the edge of my paper and I'm just going to move my hard edge ruler. You can make them equal. This is where I said you can measure if you want to. You can measure around the edge if you like, but you don't have to. You can make them different sizes. You could go skinnier, like I could make them, I think I'll do that actually, now that I think about it. I'm gonna go a little thinner, closer together, here, on top. I'm just using my eye to measure. I'm just kind of guessing, estimating based on what I'm seeing, how I'm measuring, and then I'm gonna flip this over. So I can, now my ruler's clear. It's actually a sewing, it's a quilting ruler. Anytime you can get a see-through ruler, I would do that because it's very, when you're measuring. Somebody's already trying to get into my next class. I'm not ready for my next class. I still have time to make this video. I'm actually making this video over, boys and girls. I had one made and I'm just not liking it. All right. So you get the idea. You're gonna go all the way around. All of them have to go to that dot that you created, the converging point. Now, if you make a square, you could be very purposeful and make align all your lines to line up with the corners of the square. And the reason why I say that, I want you to play with different shapes and organizing your lines in different ways, bringing them close together, farther apart. You could line them up with the corners of the paper, line them up with the corners of a square if you want, because I want you to see the effect that the lines have and change, how it changes the optical illusion, okay? Now, you can't see much of an optical illusion right now, but when we add our color, you're gonna see a lot more. Now, on this next page, I've already drawn my R, okay? When you do a letter, you have to have an inner space. So some letters aren't gonna work very well with this. Like a J, or unless you do a lowercase j and you do a dot at the top. So some letters won't be as effective as others. I'm looking like I need to fix that one line there. I went off my dot. So I'm going to fix that later. I won't do it right here. And then I'm going to show you a picture real quick of what our project is going to look like when you're done. Whoops, that's not it either. Here we go. So third graders, with just one shape, you can see here that you're going to have this illusion of the heart being a separate space or plane than the rest of it. It's going to depend on how you organize those colors, okay? You're going to see this step-by-step instruction in Canvas. You don't have to follow the coloring that they have here. I didn't put those there. I borrowed this from another source. And if you change this pink to a dark color, like say I did the red, purple, that makes it darker. It's going to make that heart look more like it's going into the heart. If I do lighter colors out here, so maybe the pink and the purple are just reversed, okay? So by switching up those colors, you're going to see some different effects. Now, you're also, for those who are doing your, letters, here's one that's done with colors, two colors, okay, black and white, and then the orange and black. You can see that it's starting to create this look like the P is coming off the paper, all right? Again, play with those colors, change where you do the lines, and you will start to see some different effects. We're going to get into some more of these other images that you see on my page in future classes. All right, so I think that's about all for now. Today, I want you to kind of practice, explore different avenues and colors, how the colors, the dark and the light changes, and where you put those lines. All right, so have fun. You are creating optical illusions, and as you saw, it's pretty easy, okay? And we're gonna gradually build on that to get to our perspective drawings. All right, have fun. Adios.